him. This is being hidden. You know, the last vestige of credibility this man had has gone, and I think people are seeing that now. And if the people of Oxford want this man representing them, then, you know, so be it. But I don't believe that they do anymore.
Why do you believe that people should vote for you in Oxford, Western Abingdon?
Well, for the points I've raised, really, there's some very serious issues that are causing a lot of suffering to a lot of people and to a lot of animals, and it's time for a change of direction. As I say, this man represents some very nasty industries that, you know, that they're causing a lot of damage to people, and it's time for change. It's time for something different, something, you know, we need to start taking control of this world so we can look after our children rather than allow those industries that are built on cruelty and suffering and poisons to do the damage they're doing. It's time to move on. It really is.
Where do you get your finance from to print the leaflets?
Well, there's a very big, as I said, there's a mass movement going up across the world of people who don't want this kind of approach anymore, and some very well-to-do people. We're very well supported by people who are concerned about the way animals are treated, people who vaccine support groups. There are thousands and thousands of families who are going through the courts for redress and getting nowhere very quick because of the damage that's been done to their children by pharmaceutical companies who fund people like Evan Harris to peddle their wares. These people are happy with what they're doing, and they're pouring their money at us and they're pouring their support at us, and we'll see on the streets of Oxford tomorrow we have a large base of support now for what we're trying to do, which is primarily simply to educate people and to inform people about what's happening in this world.
What are you doing in Oxford tomorrow?
We're canvassing. It's the final push before next weekend. We'll be saturating Oxford to raise as much more awareness as we possibly can before the election.
What will you do if Dr. Harris takes legal action against you for the comments in the leaflets which he says are defamatory?
Oh, I would beg him to. I would like nothing more than to stand up in a court of law and analyse these issues. We have got nothing to be ashamed of. We've got nothing to hide, unlike Evan Harris and his political party, it would seem. So no, bring it on, and that's our response to that. Please, let's go to court and talk about these things, or anywhere. We'll talk about these things anywhere. They're very important issues, and that's the point of our existence, is to raise these issues and talk about them.
How do you shake off the impression that some people have that people in the Animal Protection Party like yourself, who have criminal convictions, can be people who you can trust? How do you shake off that image and try to persuade people that your interests are in the right place and are not purely about condemning individual candidates?
Well, as I say, I would invite anybody and encourage anybody to do the research for themselves. Not believe what they're being told daily by the media, but do the research for themselves. The alternative media is saturated with very powerful, well-referenced information which contradicts much of what we're being told in the mainstream. People will then see, it doesn't matter what I may have done a few years ago or what I've been talked about, what I've been called in the Daily Mail. What's important is what we're saying, which has a great deal of substance and, as I say, can be fully referenced. But I would encourage anybody who's a bit scared of me or what we're called to do the research for themselves and see that what we're saying is perfectly accurate. And it's all, as I say, it's fully referenced. It's all there for everybody to see if they're interested.
Are the days of violence from animal rights activists over?
Well, it depends on your interpretation of violence. I don't know that...
Talking about sending letter bombs and setting fire to property involving where animal experiments take place.
It's not for me to say. I'm, like I say, I'm dipping my toe in politics, and some people may continue down that route, and certainly there is, that kind of stuff does happen. But they're not causing any damage to people.
Potentially, couldn't it?
Oh, potentially, of course. But
it goes off and injures someone, that is, and which has happened in Oxford, of course.
Apparently so. I do understand that, and I do see most people speed in their cars, and a lot of people are killed by speeding cars. Are we all culpable for that because we go too fast in our cars sometimes? Animal rights activists have never killed anyone, so I'm not here to condemn or condone. I'm here to expose what Evan Harris is doing and give the voters of Oxford the opportunity to vote him out and vote for something different. And
you don't condemn violence?
Oh, absolutely. That's what this leaflet's all about. Like I said, there's 20,000 people are killed prematurely in this country every year because they've been given products that have been passed as safe in animals. These are vulnerable patients. They're being sold a lie, and then they're being sold drugs that do them harm and kill them. Absolutely I condemn that, but I want people to do the research for themselves and see that all this information is there and readily available.
Okay, Mr. Mann, is there any other comment you'd like to make before we wind up?
No, that's me, I think.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks a lot.
Obviously, I can't run the whole of that.
I understand, sure.
I'll have to edit it down.
I'm sure.
Our plan is to put it out tonight between 4 and 7 on BBC Oxford, where we ran the interview with Evan Harris yesterday.
Okay, cool.
Thanks
All
a
right.
lot, Mike.
Cheers then. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.